Is Nifty index in the third wave of super millennium trend? Let's know in today's session of FMTA for 10th of October 2024.
Welcome to Unfolding the Secrets of Elliot Wave Theory through today's financial market technical analysis and updates about weather and monsoon in India and around the globe.
Welcome to today's FMTA. It stands for Financial Market Technical Analysis. Hello all, my name is Vaishali Sheth and I am the Head Research Analyst at Alpha Stock Market Consultancy and Technical Analysis Training Center. It is the research and analysis wing of Vaishali Agro Industry. Now in today's FMTA, we are going to see some offline and live trading Elliot waves using the Elliot Wave Theory. So let's get started. Hello all and welcome to a new session of FMTA. Today is the 10th of October 2024 and I'm going to discuss a very larger trend of the Nifty 50 index. So today we'll be sharing something new about the wave analysis. So when I say larger trend, we are looking at a monthly or a weekly trend. So I'm going to quickly go ahead and show something in the monthly trend so that we understand where we are in today's market. So, or say this year, and what will happen in the coming years is something we'll be looking forward to. But let's discuss and let's number these. So you can see the market started in 1995 and we are in 2024. So a massive upside, a very strong surge in the market. We did see very good corrective phases, should I say the bad corrective phases, but it still went upside. So it looks very promising to me. So let's understand and count our waves. So in Elliot wave, generally when we are looking at a very larger picture, the names given to the waves are like super millennium, millennium, sub-millennium, or say primary, intermediate or minor. So now this is, we are using it like the years are decades, like 2 decades, more than 2 decades here. So we'll be using super millennium. So I will start the count, but before that, let's go ahead and understand what happened today. So going in the daily time span. So here we are again, a very indecisive market. There is no positivity to this particular candle. So it needs to be a very bullish candle so that we can understand whether there is a trend reversal or not. So let's wait and watch for Friday, that is 11th of October, and the coming week, which is very crucial. Also, I would like to share that there are so many other patterns in the corrective waves. The one that I shared is the ABC zigzag. There are so many more which are combinations of patterns. So maybe I will discuss whenever I see, like I discussed previously over here, that we had a ABC which is called as a expanded flat. So it can do a expanded flat or it can just start a new wave. So we have to wait and watch, and obviously we'll be using some tips and tricks to understand every now and then whether what kind of trend we are in. So also today it was seen that Tata Group companies saw a surge in the market, and investors gave a tribute to our legendary and very respectful industrialist, Honorable Sir Ratan Tata ji. May he travel forward to the path of light. And he was a hero and a visionary for so many newcomers who have a vision and would like to do something in their life. So hopefully people follow his path and find what they're looking for. So yeah, so let's go ahead, let's get back to our wave counting and going in monthly again. So here we are doing the count. Now I'm doing the count of super millennium. We can always go ahead and do the lower, like internal waves of millennium, sub millennium, but it would be too confusing. So let's stick to a larger trend here. So here I am with my first wave. Now I will be using brackets. So that's my bracket and a numeric 1. So that's my super millennium 1, super millennium 2, and super millennium 3. Now I am putting my super millennium 3 over here. Just would like to share that in Elliot Wave analysis, the third waves are very impulsive in nature. Very sharp rise is seen whenever it's a bullish trend, and a sharp downside is seen whenever it is a downtrend. So I see a very sharp trend here. You can see that since 2008, it has given a massive upside, and this one looks like my third wave right there. So this is the reason why I would just choose this as my super millennium 3. Now, of course, you cannot see anything over here. So there is no fourth correction yet. Now, I don't see a fourth correction, nothing to worry about, because I don't see it right now, as the third wave should have its own 5-wave moment, and yet they are not completed. So let's wait. And also I've used Fibonacci analysis to understand the target of the third wave, and it's quite showing me upside. So let's see what it does. For now I'm just putting it over here. So that's my 1, 2 and 3, the larger trend. So we are in the third wave. We are somewhere in the third wave. Okay. And obviously we saw this like a minor and then minute kind of a trend that is on the daily basis. Here we are. So we can always go ahead and look forward as to where we are and what's going on the daily basis or a weekly, depending on how important it will be. So looks like still upside is pending this year and probably the next. So very positive market. And as of next week, let's wait and watch. So that's it for today for Nifty 50 NSE. And same thing I'll be doing for BSE. So same trend, it's just following the trend. And if I go ahead and show you the monthly of this also, you will see the same type. Exactly same. So the BSE market started in 2003, but it still maintained the same trend. Only like say 8 to 9 years prior, we saw the National Stock Exchange happening, and now the Bombay Stock Exchange started in 2003, and the pattern is quite similar. So as you can see here, that's my first, that's my second, that's my third right there. So this fifth is some internal fifth, okay? So let's not get confused. So let me just go ahead and do the needful. That's my super millennium 3. So somewhere in the third wave, okay? Now waiting for the fourth, not yet, but someday. So that's it for Bse Sensex 30 and the Nifty 50 for the Indian market. And let's move ahead and have a look at what's happening in the global market. So that's Dow Jones Industrial Average, United States, New York Stock Exchange. So we already have set a trend line that shows that there is uptrend, and I've opened the 1 month time span, and as we can see, it continues streaks of bullish candles in the monthly. So looks quite up. So again, we did the super millennium trend for the NSE Nifty index. So we're going to do the same thing to understand overall trend of the global and the Indian market. So now see, this is pure analysis. So of course there are so many other reasons that could just not support the analysis, but generally the wave analysis is something that has a lot more to it, psychologically also, and the theory itself is a very strong theory, so quite reliable. So I'm going to go ahead and number the waves. So as I can see here, as I shared with you, that the third wave is a very impulsive movement and a sharp movement. So that's how it looks like, the third wave. I'm just going to use a trend line just to show you. So this one looks like my third wave, and this particular one looks like my first wave. Same thing, I'll be using Fibonacci analysis for understanding the target of the third wave by calculating the moment of the first wave. So something I want to share is that the target of Dow Jones also is quite more. So again, the third wave needs to have its own 5 waves, which has not been finished yet. That's what I feel by counting the waves. So let's see what it does. So nothing is absolute for sure. So I'm just going to go ahead and do the super millennium trend here for the Dow Jones. So my first one will be numeric 1. Numeric 2. Just a minute. Yeah, numeric 2. Just going to remove the background and the border. So that's the second wave. Now it's debatable whether this one is the third and the fourth. It's quite debatable, but I feel that this particular one could be the internal of the third wave. So like the millennium trend. So we will know much about it after a few months, so because we are in monthly and it's for quite this year and the next. So we'll understand that. So that's my super millennium third. Also Fibonacci analysis suggests that it could be more. So let's see what it does. So this is the super millennium trend for the Dow Jones. Now obviously we'll be discussing what is happening right now. So that's my daily. We already have the trend line set to understand if the trend is going to change, or we are going to have a reversal or some intermediate or some internal correction of some internal wave, minor or minute. So depends on the time span again, because we also use 15 minutes, 1 hour. So these are all minor, minute and minuscule and all of the names that we can use to count the waves, the internal ones. So okay, a very bullish closing is for the 9th of October. So the 10th of October was quite a little bit indecisive, which is okay, I mean. So now how do we know if what will happen on Friday or the next? Let's go in the hourly time span and again use our basic trend line. Of course I see some wave and it has some correction right there. So Is there any immediate correction coming up? So this trend line will tell me the same. So a tip here, so if this trend line breaks or we get a breakdown of this particular trend line, the next support will be of this trend line, because that's my higher time span trend line which will support it. Now of course it's all about the waves and the start of the motive and end of the corrective. So let's see what happens. Right now Dow Jones is trading at 42,454 points. I would like to share that there's a delay of a day because it was quite midnight when I was looking to the whatever trend of the market. So maybe it's the 11th of October when I share with you the report. So that's it for Dow Jones. Let's see what happens in few coming days. Then let's go ahead and see the Hangsang index. That's for Hong Kong. And so let's go in the daily here. Then we did have a trend which we had seen, and I had discussed with you in the previous session that this particular point could act as a resistance to the Hang Seng market. Look at that. It did take the resistance. Of course, it gave a little throw over. So it did fell down. So did see a correction there. Now also looks like a very negative note, but if we look at the wave count in the daily, we might understand more. So very clear over here that some kind of 5 waves are there. So I'll just use the trend line here. So that's my 1, 2, 3, sharp, impulsive, 3. And then the 4th, now ongoing 4th. Maybe it's not done yet. So of course we can go to the hourly and understand more, but would not like to go much deeper in this. So then what happens after the 4th? We do get a 5th. Maybe some corrective pattern we might get, and then a 5th. So where will the 5th end? Fibonacci analysis can help us to calculate that. So obviously you can learn about all of this, do your own analysis, be your own fund manager, be your own alpha of the market to understand the trend of the market and stay safe with your investments. You can of course come and learn and join us online also, offline also, depends on your need. So that's it for today. That's Vaishali Shade for Alpha, and see you in the next session of FMTA. Thank you.
Kindly like, share and subscribe. Learn technical analysis and get specialized in wave analysis today and be your own fund manager. Why to rely on others when you yourself are aware of how to do your financial investments? Get your commodity currency and annual monsoon report. Also, we offer career counseling programs with assessment from class 8 to up till your graduation. So thank you all and see you in the next session of FMTA.